and we are going to see something called as node modules. Yesterday we have seen one node module, that is nothing but fs, right? This is nothing but what fs is. Now how do you write the files? Yesterday what we have seen, by means of fs module, how do you read the file? Remember that fs module is internal module, is a built-in module given to you by the node. Whenever you install the node, you get fs module as it is, right? You get fs module as it is, or by default. Now by means of fs module, yesterday we have tried to read one of the file. We have tried to read this my.txt and we have added some data into my.txt. Okay, so this is our data that we have added in my.txt. Now we have seen there are two types of functions for reading the file. One is a sync function and one is sync function. What is going to happen? This is whenever you read the file by means of this function, after completion of reading, you will get a callback. You will get what? From this to this, you will get a callback, one callback. That is a callback function, right? And here your program execution will be blocked until complete file is going to be read. So your program execution is going to be blocked until you read complete file. So this is asynchronous, and that's why this is what? Synchronous. Well, write also comes from the same flavor, fs dot write file, right? And can you see here you need to provide data, here you need to provide path my.txt here, and you can provide some data. If you see, second parameter is a data string, or can you see, either you can pass here, either you can pass data as a string or you can pass array buffer, you can pass the buffer, right? And there is a one callback. Last parameter is nothing but what? Callback. So here I will write the data. This is written from code. This is written from what? Code. And third parameter is the callback. Can you see? Callback error and dt. See, error and dt. Correct? Now here what we can do, we will check if there is an error, then we are going to throw the error. Can you see there is a code repetition? You are repeating code. This code is getting repeated all the time. Correct? This code is getting repeated all the time. Well, you can add some, what we can say, you can add some logic that you can write a function and you can pass that function over here. That is a optimization. Here you can say function and error handler. Okay, or you can say this is a const. Instead of writing function, you can say error handler, which would be having two parameters, error and what? dt. These are the two parameters. And here you are going to check, I am writing lambda over here. Remember that whatever I am writing there, same code I am writing here, right? So code repetition I need to avoid, so remove it from here and just say error handler. Refer the error handler. Method references, remember that. What are these? Method references. You can refer the methods, and this is a typical requirement of this is a typical requirement of your functional programming. This is the typical requirement of functional programming. Okay. Now what is a functional programming? We'll discuss that. So error handler, I have just created a function, and that function, I just have created a function, and that function passed as a parameter. That function passed as what? Parameter. Okay, see, code repetition has been avoided. Just try to run the project, and it's a const, remember that. Just try to run the project. Let me clear it, and here you can say node and day 2, I think cd day 2 and node okay. So here it doesn't know what is a error handler. Let's try in this way. Remember that we are just a moment. Yeah, can you see this? We are getting the output. Can you see this is a return from the code? So we are printing this data. Here we are printing this data. Here we are printing this data. This data is nothing but the data that we are requiring. This data is nothing but that data that we are requiring, that has been either stored or that has been read from the file. Okay, so this is the code for reading and writing, while there is a this flavor also. So I will give you a little bit assignment. Write content to file using write file async. Write content to file using what? Write file async. That is your assignment that you need to perform. It is very similar to this, right? You just need to, you don't need to worry about what you can say your, you don't need to worry about, you don't need to worry about that part, which is nothing but callback. Whenever you are reading or writing synchronously, whenever you are reading or writing synchronously, you don't need to worry about callback. That's what we have seen.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, please.
In write file function, so this return from code, it will
Correct.
append to the end of current file or
No. It will rewrite the file. See, it will
total
rewrite
rewrite
the
file.
file. If you see this write function, if you see which function this,
Right.
just a moment, there is one option. There is one option. If you want to append that file, yeah, there is a options parameter. If you see, just a moment, I think mode you can specify like this. Let us see. No, there is no parameter over here. I think you need to pass it by means of options. fs dot write file, yeah, in the options write file options is a parameter. After the data, here we need to pass options. Write file options, I need this thing. There you can do that, I know. Under the options, let's go to the options and mode. Can you see mode? This mode is of type string, and you need to pass append or r. Let's go here, mode, and I can say append. Let us see what happens now. Let's delete this. Just a moment. I think you need to, there is a string only, string parameter only. Okay, so flag a plus you need to give, and if you see, yeah, now see this is returned to the code. Can you see it has been returned 2 times? This is returned to the code. And what flag we have set? A plus. A plus means append. Well, if you want to append, right, if you want to append, you don't need to use the write file, fs.append file. There is one more function. Here you can say dot my.txt, and this is from append file, right, and your callback error handler. That's it. Now 3 times this would be there, and 1 time this would be there. See now. Okay, now if you go to the my.txt, can you see here like that, and this is from the append file. If you want to append the data, you would be using append file, but you can do that by means of the write file also, because append file is internally whatever code we have written in the append. Okay,
Yes.
that's it about read and write file. Well, there are many other methods. If you go to the file system, right, there are multiple methods you will find. You can rename the file. You can you see these many methods are there: access, append, chmod, chown, close, copy file, create stream, right, create write stream, file exists, this has been deprecated, chmod, mkdir. If you want to create the folder, you can create the directory. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Everyone
Yes,
is there, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Now if you want to create the directory, you can see fs.mkdir. We can create the directory, name of the directory. In the current directory, I want to create, you can say, timing related things I want to store in this folder, correct? And here we can pass error handler. We can pass what? Error handler. And to the error handler, we are just printing this. Just try to clear it, and see here one folder would be getting created in a day 2. Hit the enter, right, just refresh it. Can you see timing folder has been created? And many things you can do with the file handling. Here you can do many things with the file handling: open dir, read dir, read link, read v, whatever, remove directory, rename the directory, right? You can get the stats of the particular directory, symbolic links you can get, truncate, whatever. You can do absolutely many things, right? Watch the file. You can watch the file for the changes. Means if there is any change, you will get event over here, right? Watch file, you can provide a file name and you can provide the listener. Means if you want to watch the file continuously, this watch file function would be there, and that you can use in many of your projects, and these are really useful utilities, right? So it is not possible and it is not okay to cover everything during your code or during your sessions. So as what you can say, I will give you a little home assignment, right? This is one assignment. So this is one assignment on this topic, file handling. Assignment number 2, this is assignment number 1. Write a program to list content of the particular folder. Write a program to list content of particular folder. You need to write this program, okay? And requirement is that files are prefixed. Files are prefixed by star, and folders are prefixed by plus. So this you need to create. This is assignment number 2. What you need to do, you need to write a program to list. You need to supply. I'll write the function here for you. Function give me content. Okay, it should return the string. It should return the array of string. Or that you see what you are going to return. And here input would be, this input would be folder name. Input would be what? Folder name. And here you need to put your logic. Right? This is nothing but this assignment. Remember that. This is nothing but this assignment. Here you need to put your logic. Getting that? Any question on this assignment? Give me content. Here you are going to pass the folder name. You are going to write the program to list the particular folder, content of particular folder, and other thing, files are prefixed by star and folders are prefixed by plus. That you need to do. Okay, now you need to create a utility function, say copy file. This is another assignment, right? It should return 1. It should return 1 if success. It should return, I say number, return 1 if success and 0 on failed, right? That you need to create. And this is your assignment 3, copying file from one destination to another destination. Here you are going to get the source and here you are going to get the destination. So your file would be getting copied from this source to this destination. Okay, so these 3 assignments would be there on your simple file handling. Let's move to the new. Any question you have? If you have any question, please ask me. Yes, any questions?
No, no, sir.
Okay, so let me create new folder, and name of the folder would be day 3. Okay. Name of the folder would be day 3. Okay. Now here we are going to learn one more module, that is nothing but the HTTP module. NodeJS would be having one more built-in there are many built-in modules actually, and can you see here there is a module called as HTTP. So this HTTP module, right, this HTTP module gives you ability to create HTTP server. Now can you please tell me what is HTTP server? What do you mean by HTTP server? Can you please tell me? Yes. So this module gives you ability to create HTTP server. Just as an example we are taking. Actually for the HTTP we are going to use the Express.js, right? But I need to know a little bit about HTTP from your end. Yeah, please tell me.
So basically HTTP server is nothing but where we can access the websites or any location from the server wise in the domain names.
Okay.
Something like that. And we can host we can access the content which we have hosted.
Correct.
Or maybe the end user can be accessed.
Correct. So HTTP is that thing. HTTP is that thing which allows you to create something on widely adopted protocol HTTP, right? That is a hypertext transfer protocol. Remember that it is going to be text transfer protocol. And HTTP, when we talk about HTTP server and HTTP client, we are talking about request and response mechanism. What we are talking about? Request and response mechanism. And it is easy to create the HTTP server. How do you create the HTTP server? HTTP server can be created by importing which package or which module. That is nothing but your HTTP module, right? Let's try to create HTTP server, and here I can say HTTP module. Sorry, we are in the same file yet, and let me push it. Here you can say FS module, FS, and write file, and I'm pushing the code. Okay, then in the day 3 what I will create new file, and here I can say app.js, and in this app.js we are going to have const http is equals to require http, which module? That is the HTTP module. Getting that? And you can have const server is equals to http dot create server. You need to pass what? http dot create server, and then to the http dot create server, can you see here you need to pass the request listener. What it is expecting here? Request listener means one lambda you would be having, which would be having a request and response as 2 parameters, like this. So create the HTTP server with the request and response. So it is requiring that lambda or the arrow function, and then you can say server dot listen, and here you need to specify the port 8052. Okay, 8052. Remember that here you are creating simple HTTP server. Means what we are doing, we are understanding node modules. Now what are the node modules? These are the node modules, which HTTP and the FS, two widely used node modules we have seen. And there are many built-in node modules, right? There are built-in node modules which are many, and third-party node modules are in the millions. Okay, so what I can do, const and req listener, request a listener, and instead of having like this, so don't write lambdas like this, create separate variables and then pass like this. Here I can say listener, and here you can pass that listener. Okay, here you can pass that listener. Now into that listener you can say here you can write the response also, response dot end, means I am ending the response over here, and I am transferring hello programmers, correct. Let's try to run the project. Let me move to day 3 and node app.js. Now see, it is listening. Can you see your execution has been blocked? Can you see that nothing is happening? Now go here, and what is a port number? 8052. Your application server, your HTTP server is listening on what you can say 8052 localhost 8052. And can you see hello programmers? Here you can get what? Hello programmers. So you can hit n number of times, it is going to listen forever. It is not going to end, it is going to listen forever, and it will give you output forever. Getting that thing? Now as it is HTTP server, right, as it is HTTP server, there are many methods you can work with that, and that methods are nothing but your get method and post method. You can write get method and post method also, right? We are going to see that in detail at the time of what you can say Express.js. Now before moving ahead, can you see you're not getting to know what's happening exactly, it is listening or not. So here you can provide simple listener. Can you see here you can provide simple listener, and I can say started successfully. Here you can say console.log, and I can say started successfully. Okay, now see what happens. App.js, can you see it has been started successfully? You go here again. So what I will do here, let's add some date kind of thing. Here let's add some date kind of thing, $new date. So every time it would be giving you, you'll get to know every time you are getting updated response. Just refresh it. Can you see hello programmer Sunday and 51? Now see that will change, seconds are getting changed, means you are getting updated response. You created simple HTTP server, and that is giving you the request and response. That's what is expected. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, this must be our middleware for any project, right?
This must be your middleware. So this would be
Okay.
communicating with the database, and database will communicating with your what you can say another REST API, REST endpoint. So you would be having one database, correct? Well,
Yeah,
for having database, you have some third-party modules, right? So if you want to connect with the, if you want to get connected with what you can say MySQL, you would be having MySQL connector, but that is a third-party database. Sorry, that is a third-party library that we will see later on. But
okay.
I just want to explain you how do you work with the different modules. Any questions you have? Please ask me if you have any questions.
Not for me right now, because if you have,
No,
please
no.
go ahead.
Okay, fine. Now, what we have seen so far, we have seen basic ecosystem of the node. Getting that? We have seen basic ecosystem of the node. How exactly node is and what exactly node is. How do we create different or how do we use JavaScript out of the browser? That introduction we have seen, right? We still didn't created actual node project, how your node project would be and how that things are going to work and other than that, right? Now we have reached at that point where we have studied what are the node modules. You got to know a typical idea what are the node modules. We have created modules of our own. We have discussed how to create the module, how to export the modules, and other things, how to export and import the modules. Now we are at that situation where we can create our first node project. Okay. Now what we are going to create, I'm going to go to this folder. I'm going to create one new folder, and here I can say a project. You can say my app. You can say what? My app. Let me stop this and let me move inside cd my app. Okay, I'm moving inside what cd my app, and here look at the folder carefully. Here we can say npm init. Okay, now before moving ahead, we need to know what is npm. Okay, now npm.js, hit the enter. Hello? Yeah, hello? Are you there?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yes.
yeah. Okay, now when you talk about npm, right, if you see, npm is nothing but node package manager, right? Node package manager. Now what is node package manager? Remember that there are many developers are working on the node. There are multiple people who are working on the node, and they want to know multiple, or they want to develop multiple things and give it to the world of the programmers. Means, as a developer, I will develop one JavaScript package and I want to supply that to other developers, right? What's the best way? You will create a Git repository, and on the Git repository, you will perform many things. On the Git repository, you will perform many things and you will make that repository available to all as a public repository, right? So this is you are a developer, you are creating this node project or JavaScript project. Consider that you are developing this is your JS project, right? And what you want to do, you want to make this project available to all. So what you will do, one thing, you will create one Git repository, right? You will create one Git repository and you will upload your project on the Git repository. I'll name it as Git repo. Right, this is your Git repo and here you will upload your project. But concern is that this another developer wants to get that project. Right, so what this developer will do? This developer will clone the project. It will apply git clone and then it will integrate in its project. So he is also developing one project. Consider that you are writing a library on the physics, and he is a mathematician and he also wants to create his own JS project, and some of the equations or some of the work that you have done in the physics project, it is requiring in its math project, right? That work is required in this project. So what he will do, he will go to the Git repository, he will pull the project, right, and he will integrate your code in his project, right? This is it will happen. Now what will happen again, you have given some updates or you have added some code or you have removed some unwanted code and you have written the code in much of the efficient way and you update it on the Git. Now how do you update this? Because there are n number of such developers across the globe who are using your library, right? How do you update all of them? Git is not going to send any update related notifications to them. Getting that? And to manage these kind of things, to manage your developer's life easy, I have given just one particular scenario. There are many other scenarios. For example, you are cloning the project and you are integrating this source code with your source code. Sorry, this mathematician is cloning the Git repository. Remember that this mathematician is cloning this Git repository as it is, and this mathematician has written some code and this code is going to get integrated. Remember that here code integration is there, right? But if you go here, you haven't integrated any code so far. If you go to the app.js, you just said that require HTTP. You haven't get the http.js that has been written over here. If you go and on the GitHub, there is a http.js. See what you are trying to do? You are getting this http.js, right? You are getting this http.js and putting it inside your folder. That's what the cloning is. That's what this mathematician is doing, cloning and adding the project. Well, he can create the build and then that build can be incorporated in the project. But as a worst case, I consider that this mathematician is applying clone operation and getting the source code as it is over here, and he is integrating the source code. Well, he can generate the build, but still he is doing that job manually. I need to avoid this. I need to have a central registry of all the JavaScript packages or JS or in more specific NodeJS modules, right? NodeJS module. I need to have a central registry of all the NodeJS modules across the globe, right? And this central registry may speak with this GitHub internally, right? This central registry may speak with the GitHub internally, and instead of you being connected to the GitHub, you should connect to this central repository, and this central repository is going to do many of the job like updating this code, right? Then downloading the packages, creating the builds, giving you the builds instead of the source code, maintaining that packages properly, right? If there are updates, it should notify you there are some updates, please do something. So it is a responsibility of this central repository, and this central repository in this case is npm node package manager. If you see, it's a node package manager, npm.js. Can you see? Just go here and type react. You will find all the things things which are related to the react over here. React, can you see? 4 months ago published. See, it has maintained everything. Now if you go here, just click on this, what is a react, you can see. Here you can get the download count. Here you can get the download count. Here you can get the Git repository. Here you can get the home page of that, right? Now if you click, there is one term, that dependencies and the dependents, right? Dependencies and the dependents, these are really important things. Now what do you mean by dependencies? Let me go to the sketchpad again. Let me clean this stuff. Dependencies. So you are developing this node package. This is a physics node package. I can again say physics node package. You are developing this physics node package, right? Now while developing this physics node package, this physics node package is dependent on how many other packages. Like for the UI you are using React. This is the one more package, remember that, dependencies and the dependents. You have used one more package, you can say UUID. This is another package. Universally unique identifiers you want to create, UUID. Example, I am just giving you example. Can you see UUID? Then you have used security, JWT, JSON Web Tokens you have used. Well, another you have used what? Security or the encryption, AES encryption you have used. Okay, means your this physics package is dependent on UUID, JWT and the AES and the React. Dependent, right? So your physics would be having these many dependencies. Means if you want to run your physics package, you need to have or you need to satisfy these dependencies. Means whenever you download the physics package, these packages must be automatically downloaded. These packages must be automatically downloaded. Means physics package is having these dependencies. Remember that this is dependent on this. Now there is one more term over here on the npm. Go to any package, say React, say React, and dependents. So React is dependent on loose NV5 and the object assign. Only two packages it is dependent on. Means if you want to have a React on your machine, these two packages need to have on your machine. Well, these many libraries or these many 74,000 or 75,000 libraries are using React. 75,000 libraries are dependent on the React. Means whenever they have started their own development, right, React was their dependency, like this. React. So your physics package is dependent on the React. Getting that? So for the React, it becomes the dependent. For the React, in the perspective of the React, this becomes the dependent. So in the perspective of this physics, React is what? Dependency. Until there is a React, physics library won't work, right? But that's not the case with the React. React is going to work only if it has two packages, loose NV file and object assign. And there are many, right? There are what? Absolutely many packages across this NPM registry. Just as an example I have given, dependencies and the dependents. So NPM, we are talking about what? NPM is a utility that will help you. NPM is the utility that will help you. Now, whenever you install Node on your machine, if you go node-v, you will get the latest version of the Node, and npm-v, you will get the npm version of the 6.14.11. Remember that whenever you install the Node, this Node package manager comes along with it. npm, Node package manager. Name itself is suggesting this is what npm on your machine. npm. So the responsibility of this npm is to talk with your npm registry, central registry. The responsibility of the npm is to talk with the responsibility of the npm is to speak with your npm registry. I'll give you one example. Now I want to use the UUID package, universally unique identifier. I'll go to this package. Can you see npm I? Copy this. Then I will go to our project, my app, and here I can say sorry, I think this hasn't been copied. Now it has been copied. Go here and paste --save. Okay, so here you are saying I stands for install. You can write install npm. So you are saying, hey npm, kindly install. You are saying, hey npm, kindly install UUID package. Now when I say package, remember that when I say package, can you see here? Package is that thing which is a ready to use code. You don't need to do anything into that. When I say package is nothing but that code which is going to be used as it is, a ready-made package, right? It's a ready-made package. You can straight away use it in your project. Can you see import v4 as this, or in a common JS you can say like this, import v4 required UUID, and it's ready to use. It's what? Ready to use. That is nothing but what package is. Means developer has written their code, uploaded a ready to use package on the npm registry, and you can download it. Remember that whenever you are saying npm install UUID --save, means you are saying that kindly save in the current directory. Now if I hit the enter, you will get to know what happens under the my app. Just hit the enter and see something is happening. So can you see it had start downloading the package, and after downloading I'll go to the same folder. I'll go to this folder and open in the containing folder my app. Can you see one file has been created, Packagelog.json, right? One file has been created. Can you see the Packagelog.json says that I have found the package, and registry.npmjs.org UUID, and this is the tgz file. This is what tgz file. From this file I am going to download it, and what's the version? 832 is the version. 832 is the version, and at this link that package is stored, right? Now if you go here inside that package, inside the folder my app, you will find node underscore modules also. Just double click on the node underscore module, and under that UUID is one of the folder, right? Double click on the UUID. Can you see? It has package.json, right? Just forget about this. What is this? Don't worry about that right now. It has a dist, and inside dist, can you see all the required JavaScript files are there? Index.js is there, right? Then bin is nothing but that file, final ready to use file. Bin is final ready to use file. So if you go here, right, and here you can say dot, I think it won't work. Yeah, it is working. Can you see? Dot / UUID. Hit the enter, and here if you see, one universally unique identifier number is there. Means this is a packaged file. So this dist file under the bin, this file has been generated. This file has been generated by packaging all these files. And that's why we call it as NPM, Node Package Manager. You get the packages straight away. Even you get the source code also, you get the packages, right? And every NPM registry, right, is pointing to the Git repository. Here code has been developed. Well, nowadays people use continuous integration also, CI/CD pipelines also. So whenever you push the code, automatically build is going to be generated on the registry part. That is also, or releases are getting generated in that way also. If you go here, can you see releases? Just click over here. By means of CI/CD pipelines also you can achieve this. Okay, that is another thing. But whenever you say npm install, you get this library on your machine, right? Now if you want to use that, I'm moving that app.js inside. This, and let's try to return universally unique identifier. If you want to return universally unique identifier, you need to get this. Okay, I'm importing that. See, I have imported that, and I would be returning UUID4, universally unique identifier, every time. Just go here. Okay, let's try to run the project. Node app.js started successfully. Let's try to hit, and can you see you get the UUID? Means so far we have studied how to use built-in module, and here we have seen how to use third party module. Getting that thing? How to use what? Third party module. So this is a built-in module, and this has been developed by someone else. So I have shown you how to use both. Okay. Now what we will do, I'll push this much code so you can see the code. But remember that before pushing, you need to add .git ignore file. Remember that never upload these node modules to the Git. Never upload these node modules to the Git, because it is not necessary. You can get the UUID module at any time. Okay. Now what I can do, /node underscore modules. So node modules is that folder Remember that node module is that folder which is given to you by the npm. So whenever npm downloads or whenever npm downloads all the node modules, yeah, can you see it becomes a little bit grayish one. So what is node modules? Whenever you hit npm install, what I'm saying, whenever you hit npm install, at that time your node or npm is going to go to the registry and download some files, and all that files are going to be stored inside node underscore module folder. So if you hit which command, if you hit npm install uuid, that will automatically come on your machine, right? So that's not necessary to upload these node modules on the server or git server. So here I can say modules. Which module we have seen? Third party module uuid. Okay, now I will push the code. Just go through the code in 5 minutes, then we will move ahead with creating our own node project or our own node package. I have pushed the code, please check that once. Hello? Any questions you have? Hello?
Yes, sir. So I have gone through the code.
Yes.
One thing, basically,
Yes, please ask.
package is nothing but the module which we have
Yeah,
created.
correct.
We are just publishing it on central.
Correct.
So after creating the package, the code which we have written is just get a little bit changed, or is it similar?
Same. Code is same, but
okay.
but you need to add some extra things that are required by the npm, but that are the housekeeping stuff that is not related to the code. If you see now index.js, which is same, there is no difference in the index.js over here, right? But you need to pass the testing, unit testing, and there are many things. You need to provide proper documentation related stuff and other things, right? And there is some criteria. If your package has this much score, then and only then I'm going to accept it, and you just need to worry about that thing. Otherwise everything is same.
Okay.
Getting that?
Yes.
Okay, and see this bin, you get straight away this dependency, and you can use this JS file anywhere. If you have node environment installed on your machine, you will have this thing everywhere.
So here also we must able to see the export line, right? Export sentence.
Yes, everywhere. Can you say export default?
Okay, got it.
It is there, so there is no change. Okay.
Yep, clear.
Fine. So this is about accessing or using third-party module npm I. This is how you will install it.
Also, one more thing, sir.
Yeah.
Here we are not able to see the package.json. Instead, we are able to see package.log.json.
Yeah, we'll see that. That you will get it whenever you would be. Now see, just a moment. Whenever we will create the package whenever we will build our project, right, at that time you will get the package.json. Getting that thing? So whenever you develop the project, at that time you get the package.json, but it is not necessary that whenever you deploy it should come in the node modules. It's a node, it's a library. Remember that this is not a project, this is a library. Straight away you are going to get. If you need a source code for the particular thing, just go here, right? And can you see here package.json is there?
Right.
Getting that? This is a source code. This is altogether different. This is a source code. And if you want to have a source code, you will clone this. If you want to have a package, you will use npm uuid. Correct?
Yes, but in our project also Packagelog Json is not present. That's what I was asking.
No, because we haven't created a node project yet.
Okay. Got it.
Right?
I thought we have created
Yes.
already.
I haven't created node project yet.
Okay.
Now, how to create node project or npm related thing, we will see. Now here, I'll create a new folder once again, and here you can say my project, my node project. We will create my app, my project. So how do you do that? Just create an open in containing folder. Okay, here I have created my project, and I'm open over here, so you can see very clearly. Otherwise you can use this terminal also, one and same, both are the terminals. Okay, just close this. Just close this and see, I'll create a project, node project. How do you create a node project? npm init. How do you create a node project? npm init. So you are saying that I would like to create the node package or project, whatever you want to say. Just hit the enter. Now it is asking you what's the package name. Then I can say, if you want to add something you can add, but if you hit the enter, whatever written in the bracket, that would be your package name. Version would be 0.0.1. This would be my version. Description, this is demo package. Hit the enter. Entry point index.js. If you don't provide anything, by default it will take index.js. Test command is test. Git repository, presently I don't have. Hit the enter. Keywords, you can say demo, app, like that. Author, I can put my name. License, hit the enter. And can you see, this would be the part of your package.json. Hit the enter, and now you got the package.json. See, this is your package.json. Getting that? This is your package.json. This, from here your node application begins. Just moment, just moment. Okay, so you have any query on this? How to create node project and other thing? Npm init is the command to create the node project. Remember that, npm init.
Okay.
Now, clear all of you?
Yes.
Now what is going to happen? Now what is going to happen? Dependencies. I want to develop my project, and my project is dependent on few packages. I want to add what? Dependencies. Just I taken an example. Well, I follow this practice. Let me tell you. Before doing anything, just add .git ignore. is very good practice, right? Or generally what people do, GitHub NodeJS starters. GitHub NodeJS starters. Can you see this? People just go here and clone the dependency. People just go over here and download the dependency. Here you get everything related to the standard best practices related to the Node.js project. They have created this sample starter. You just need to go to this starter and download the starter, and you get a standard piece of source code. Well, it's in the TypeScript, don't worry about this, we'll talk on this little bit later on, but you get such standard starters in this way, right? But presently we are not using the standard thing, we are just going to create our own. Now if you see, every starter would be having Git Ignore. Can you see .git ignore? And it says that do not upload anything related to node modules or the build. Do not upload anything related to node modules or build. So I am saying that please do not upload node modules folder on the GitHub, right? Git ignore. Please ignore the contents of node modules whenever you deploy the project. Okay. Now what you will do? So here also you have add node git ignore. Here also you have add git ignore. So whenever you have a multiple folders which are having multiple different projects, you can have multiple git ignores, but many of the people follow one git ignore strategy also. That is no problem, that is okay. Now as per our understanding, now my project, mathematics project, well, you can go and change the name also, name of the project. Here you can change the description also. Here you can say math package. That's absolutely okay, no problem. This is a math package, you can say math package. And I'm going to talk on this part also, Node.js versioning system. I will talk on this also, right, in a moment. Well, you can go here and add math. It's a JSON. This is what JSON. I'll talk on the JSON little bit later on, don't worry. Here you can have author and like this. I hope this file is pretty clear to you, all of you. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Others?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, I have one question.
Yes, please.
In main, we have passed index.js.
Correct.
So is it necessary to pass index.js always?
See, if you provide this name JS over here, right, this would be the starting point of your project, no matter what the name it is. Getting that? But the standards, there are some best practices. Best practices all the time can be bypassed, right? But these are the best practices, and there is one term called as technical debt, right? If you don't follow the best practices in a coding, what will happen? You would be under the technical debt. Means the code you are skipping now, right, is going to impact in the future. Means if you don't follow the best practice for having naming convention, that case can be take you in a trouble in the future, and in the future you need to resolve that trouble, you need to resolve that query, right? And the time required to resolve the particular issue in the future is called as what? Technical debt. That thing is called as what? Technical debt. So technical debt is in the minutes, hours and days. Remember that. So these are the best practices. And even if you want to upload this package to the package npm package manager, right, you need to have index.js over here. It's a standard from the npm package manager. But if you want to make it private and if you want to use it for your internal usages, you don't need to do anything. That is absolutely okay. Fine. So .git ignore I have added. So you are saying that please don't add node modules to Git. Now as per our requirement, let's have the UUID package as the dependency of this package. Remember that dependency means what? This package is dependent on another package. Let's add one dependency. How to add it? Npm, look at the package.json file carefully here. Npm install, or you can say I alias, you can just say I UUID. Latest version of the UUID would be getting downloaded, and you can say save what you can say locally. There is a -g is also there, means if you have installed node on your machine and if you want to store some packages at the global level, if you want to store some packages, at the global level, you are going to use what? Global /g, npm install /g UUID, and here I can say --save. Remember that here one dependencies array would be getting created. Save it. Can you see? Dependencies arrays has been added over here. Dependencies array has been added over here. And this dependency array, or I'm sorry, this is the object, not an array. So comma separated things would be getting added. You can add node or React also, npm save, and another package, whatever it is, whatever you can say JWT. Just hit the enter. Right, it is going to the registry. Yeah, it didn't find that package. Can you see? There is a problem. I just have randomly typed that and it didn't find that package. Can you see? This is probably not a problem with the npm. This is likely addition failed at. Okay, a complete log you can find over here, but in my opinion that package not found error is there. So just go here and find JWT. Yeah, exact match package is there. JWT, npm I JWT, we are correct. Package.log.json math package. Okay, math package, correct. This is also correct. Well, what's the problem then? No repository field. No repository field. No repository field. Sometimes. Okay, let's try to do in this way. Delete the node modules, delete Packagelog.json. Okay, let's try to do it again. Just install UUID. Well, UUID is working fine. Now let's try to install JWT. With the JWT there is an error. What's the error with the JWT? See, this is a problem with the third-party packages. Can you see this package has been published 9 years ago, right? So whenever you choose for the packages, be very curious, right? You are choosing third-party packages. right? Just go to the Git repository, see how active the repository is, and other thing. Let's try to use some proper library. Yeah, this seems pretty active. 2 months ago it has been added, and let's try to add njwt and let us see what happens. See, this is working. This library is typically working. Now go to your dependencies. Remember that earlier it was problem with the package. Remember that. So there was a problem with the package. There wasn't problem with npm or our code anything. This was the problem with the dependency, and if you see, this has been what you can say, this has been maintained 9 years ago. Last publish was on the 9 years ago. So you need to think on this part also. Remember that. Okay. So we created our own package now, right? Then we have added these dependencies. Can you see dependencies? Dependencies are that thing whenever this package is going to be build, whenever build is going to be generated, at that time these two would be packed together. Along with the build, these dependencies would be packed together. There is one more thing called as dev dependencies, right? Dev dependencies, you can say jest is one of the, we are going to see this unit testing tool. Let me see the version of the jest is one of the unit testing tool, right? And latest version is 2706. Latest version is 27.0.6. okay. Now see, this is a dev dependency. Dev dependency means what? This is limited to the developers. This will not be clubbed together. This won't be clubbed together as a part of your final package or as a part of your final build, right? This would be limited to the dev dependence, to the developer machine. Okay. Now there is one more scenario. Let me delete again this node modules. I am deleting node modules again and deleting package.log.json again, right? So you have cloned the project from the GitHub. Remember that. Consider that this project has been cloned from the GitHub. At that time you won't be having any node modules with you. Then how do you create the node modules? If you want to create the node modules, right, just go to your root of the project where package.json is located, and you can say npm install and hit the enter. It will download all the dependencies, all the dev dependencies. All the dependencies, all the dev dependencies. So it is installing. It will take little time. Okay. Now here if you see dependencies and the dev dependencies, go to the folder. Can you see this node modules has been automatically created, and see how many things it has downloaded. And this is a pretty heavy folder. If you see size of the folder, just go to the properties and see presently it's a 30 MB. Still it is heavy to upload on the GitHub. You don't need to upload it. Why? Because whenever you clone the project, you just hit npm install or npm I. Any queries on this? Now see, I am pushing this code, and here we can say node project, right? Dependencies, depths and dev depth, or creating project. I am pushing the code. See, if you go to the GitHub, sorry, if you go to the GitHub and if you check this thing, you will not find anywhere node modules project. See, there is no node modules. There is no node modules here also. There is no node modules here also. Why? You have kept under the Git Ignore. Any question? Just go through the code. In 2 minutes, we'll start again. Any questions you have?
No, sir.
Okay. Any questions?
Sir, what is the Packagelog.json? So I do use.
Yeah. So Packagelog.json keeps the track. Can you see what dependencies have been downloaded? Is there any problem? It keeps the track of everything. Can you see? Just a moment. Where is this jest? I'll give you example. It tells you everything. Supports color. Consider that this is the package you are requiring. This support colors is dependent on what packages, right? It keeps the track. Where is the URL? What is the latest version? So that has been downloaded or not downloaded, right? What's the type? It's a dev dependency or it's a normal dependency. It keeps the track of all that things. So whenever you start downloading the dependencies or start installing the dependencies, this file gets updated automatically. I had downloaded this, I had downloaded this, I had downloaded this and other things. Correct?
But
So-
sir, in normal scenario, we don't need to worry about this file.
No. You don't need to even check this file, what's happening inside this file.
We can simply delete it.
No. Please don't
any
delete
point
it.
of time.
No,
Okay.
please don't delete it. It keeps the track of all the dependencies that has been downloaded. But you don't need to edit this file. You don't need to change
Okay.
this anything. Your concern is just to the package.json, right? And this
So
file,
when we think about the packages or in the direction of package, then we need to we don't need to delete that log.json.
No,
because
no,
we
no.
have all track of the downloading the package. And all.
yes, you need to keep the track of that things, right? What has been installed, what are the versions and other things. So that file would be managed by the npm internally. That's
Okay.
not related to you. But this
So
package
does anybody use this file for tracking purpose, like npm or the npm repository
No.
when we publish our package over there?
Please say that again. What did you say?
So I was saying, does anybody use this file, the package.log.json, on npm repository or anywhere?
No. That is not related. See,
Okay.
after installation from the npm.js, this file is getting created, right? So this is
Right.
the post action. When you have, if I delete this file, right, and if I delete the node modules, that would be getting created as an action of one command npm install. See, npm install. See, then that file would be getting created along with the node modules. It's a replica of the node modules. Getting that? You cannot go every time in a node modules and check which folders are there and what is happening over there. See, so is it a replica of this folder? Whatever is available inside this folder, correct? same things would be available in the package.log.json. All the packages that are available in node modules, you can find them over here. So if you want to check the particular version of particular dependency, now we are using jest package. We are using what? Jest package. Now we need to see what is a lib report library jest is using and what is the version of that particular. You can come to this file instead of going to this folder and searching for jest, then you will go inside jest, right, and you will find like this. Instead of doing that thing, you will come inside this file and you will check over here. Getting that?
Yes, sir.
So here one of the packages there. Well, you can check and go and check here also, right? But that's not a good way because there are a lot of folders. Presently you have these many, right? How do you find particular file over here? Correct? So there is one file. That file is mapping of these folders, right? Just example, just es prima, okay, es prima. You want to know about this es prima. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So one of the package that, so this has been downloaded as a dependency of one of the package, remember that. So while searching on the npm, there is a jest, right? Jest is having 3 dependencies, jest CLI, jest local, and these many are the dependents. While searching this, you got to know that there is one file called as import local. Consider that there is one file called as import local. Now I want to find that file inside over here, import local. I want to get to know a little bit more about the import local. It is hard to find over here. Can you see? But if you see, package is available over there. But I will not come to this folder. Rather than I will go to the package dot this and I will find import local. Import local. Can you see? And here you get all the details. So import local is dependent on pkgdir and resolve cwd. The current version is this. It is available over here and it's a dev dependency. So this meta information you cannot get by looking at this folder, correct? Though you can see import local over here, you cannot see this meta information over here in this way. Getting that, Pradeep?
Sir, what is a dev dependency?
What's that? What did you say?
What is dev dependency?
Okay.
Dev dependency.
Yes. Dev dependency is that dependency, jest. Now I'll show you jest. JavaScript is a unit testing. Jest is a unit testing utility for the JavaScript developers. Getting that? Jest is a delightful JavaScript testing framework if you want to perform the unit testing. Now you tell me, who does the unit testing? Developers does the unit testing, correct?
Yes.
Doing a unit testing is a responsibility of whom? Developers. So these, you are saying that I don't want to wrap these dependencies in the final build. I don't want to club these dependencies in the final build. Whatever final build I am going to create, that won't be inclusive of the dev dependencies, but that would be inclusive of only these dependencies. So dev dependencies are limited to the developers. So concerns, only developer will concern about the jest, and this is limited to the development life cycle only. In the development life cycle, this is limited to the developer's life only. No one other is going to check this. Getting that? So main concern is that they won't be part of your final build. Whatever final deployable build you will create, at that time dev dependencies won't be considered at that time. Correct? Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Clear or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so just I am going to cover just also how to perform the unit testing. That's why I'm just giving you names, right? So that you will get to know what things are happening actually. Now the thing is that we created my app without, so here you are just consuming, remember that here you have just hit npm install and node package, you can get the node package and use it, but here you are trying to create your own node package, right? So as said, you can have, sorry, create index.html, index.h, sorry, index.js, not html, index.js. Okay, now in my project I am there, and I'll go here and scripts are that part, start, sorry, and here I can say node index.js. See, npm start. Now npm can be mapped with the internal commands. Now see, npm start, I am not hitting now node index, there is nothing. Can you see, I have hit which command? Npm start, and internally which command has been executed? Node index.js. Presently there is nothing inside index.js, so we can say console.log I am starting, I am starting. Okay, now go again, npm start. Can you see, I am starting is the output. Which command it has fired? Node index.js. It has fired which command? Node index.js. So this is nothing but related to node script. Well, you can add and many more things over here related. I'm going to come back to that point later on. So how to build the project? Likewise, UUID has created only one command or only final deployable build. How to do that? That we will see later on. So you can have one more script like that, build, and we are going to refer to the webpack internally, and we are going to generate the build. How to do that we'll see later on, don't worry about that. But I would like to cover what do you mean by scripts. Scripts are mapped commands. Remember that start is the command, right? npm space start, npm space start, which will hit this command. Npm test, if you see npm, there is nothing to test right now. See, there is an error, I don't get anything related to test, right? That's why this command is failing. If you want to deploy application server, you can say npm run dev server, right? It will run the dev server. Can you see, missing the script dev server? We will see that. So there are basic commands like npm start, npm build, right? Npm what? Build. So npm knows what to do with these things, right? So npm has given you few things. So I'll npm scripts. If you go here, yeah, just a moment. There is one nice article on the page, I'm just finding that. Yes, these are the scripts. Can you see, dev, start, unit, test, lint, build. So these commands are coming from the npm, right? Npm knows all these things, but you can put another commands also. You can put another commands also. Yeah, scripts. See, defines a set of node scripts that you can run, right? These scripts are command line applications. You run them by npm run, or what is a yarn we'll discuss later on, where xxx is a command name and npm run dev, npm run start, npm run test, npm run lint, npm run something like that. You can use any name you want to, you can use any name as a command, right? And you can add it in a script. You can add that in a script, right? So generally npm run start, can you see? Or if start and some for the basic commands that npm knows, you can straight away use npm and start. Getting that? But technically you should use the run command, npm run start, like this. This is the internal mapped command and you should use the run over there as per the documentation. But some people follow npm start also, that is okay. But as per the documentation, you need to add npm run start, technically npm run name of the command. Okay, now this is that page which explains you in detail about package.json. What is a package.json? Whatever I told you, I have referred this thing only, right? And you can also see that part. Well, now what we are going to, next topic is, we are going to study, right, some more details about the Node.js. That is nothing but what? Event loop and event loop, blocking and non-blocking. Really important concepts we are going to see. So I'm going to cover this thing on the next weekend. Event loop, blocking applications, non-blocking applications. What are those exactly? That we will cover on the next weekend. Okay, but before moving to the next weekend, right, I would request you to do something. So assignment on this, assignment, convert text file to PDF file. Okay, this is your first assignment. Now you need to find particular package on the, you need to find particular package on the npm registry. Then you need to see how to use it and you need to write the program. Okay, then assignment, right, you need to colorful logs, create colorful logs. You need to create colorful logs, means error should be in a red. There is a package, easy, absolutely easy, right? Now you need to get metadata information about file information. So you are going to supply the file and you need to get information like size of the file, created date, modified date, right? So for all of them, for all of below, you will get npm packages, node packages. You need to find the node packages and you need to complete this assignment. Okay.
And sir, this we need to complete by using by creating the new node project, right? Likewise, we
creating a new project. You need to add particular dependency in a node project, and then you need to create index.js, and then you need to write the logic.
Okay, so for now we don't need to think about the structure of the node project. We just need to write the code in index.js.
Yeah, but you need to create npm init.
Yes, that's
right.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the structure and other thing. I'll come back to that point later on.
Yes, sure.
Just don't worry. I just so take away from this course or this assignment is just to tell you how to use the packages, different packages. You need to little bit struggle.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Fine then. So this is it. So I have decided this much for this weekend. So
Okay.
if I'm going fast, please let me know. If I need to slow down, please let me know. Or if I need to go more fast, please let me know. Would require some suggestions from your end.
I think whatever is going on is perfect for us.
Okay, fine
with
then.
the skill which we have right now.
Vikas, do you have any suggestion?
No, sir. Sir, can we create for my project for one more time? So I need to see the structure it will get
Yeah,
created.
don't worry. You are going to get the video, right? I'm going to upload
Okay.
whatever we have discussed from yesterday and today. You'll get a YouTube video. Just go to my channel and subscribe it. So name of my channel is channel. Just search and subscribe it. You will get latest updates, right? Whenever I'll upload today, yesterday's recording and today's recording. So don't worry about that. So you will get all the recordings, all the source code, so you can see n number of times. So whatever I have performed so far, right, everything is covered in a video. Correct, Vikas?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So you'll get a notification once I upload today. In couple of hours I'll upload the recordings, yesterday's and today's recording. Even the first day recording is also uploaded.
Sure.
Fine. Any query? Shall we conclude?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
So much.
Thank
Yeah, just yeah, thank you.